So, what is this video about? This is me documenting, journaling my experience joining the military. I think I'm gonna make two videos. One that's kind of shorter and just kind of time skipping to like me now, right here, where I'm at, before I join, and then so that's me talking now, and then I'll make another video and I'll stitch it to this video, right? This is gonna be one big video, and then it'll be me talking post graduation, 2 months from now, and then at some point 4 months from then I'll graduate tech school and I'll make some video at some point there, and then I'll have my job on an actual base somewhere, and I'll be talking about that at some point. So we'll see how it goes. So hopefully sometime this year I finish this video. I know it doesn't really fit this whole channel, right? But the point of this channel is to like document my hobbies, right? The idea that like 20 years from now, like my kids could kind of watch my videos, or like, not that it's entertaining, because I do have a lot of videos that are private on this channel. I have a lot of videos on this channel that are private, and I only kind of keep a few of them public, including some that like some of my friends see that they're included in. And even I know those people go back and watch the videos that happened years ago, right? They've told me that, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. And it's kind of the same idea. The rest of my videos are for like my kids to be able to go back and see, because that doesn't exist for me. I can't go back and like have like, I don't think there's any videos of my mom like like younger and like talking, right? Like this exists now, but it didn't exist then. This is me talking to the camera like this, and it will exist 20 years from now, which is really cool. So I'll try to keep some of these videos on a copy somewhere, but I'll just kind of hope that YouTube, will stick around and not delete my channel. This is very important in my life, like this decision that I'm making, joining, and I feel like I should be recording this, I should be cutting to me when I graduate. So I'll see you when I graduate, right? Hi. It's okay. Yo. What's going on? Today is December 14th, 2025. So it's been like a year since I made that last clip. I'm going to stitch them together, right? I really wanted to like document my like time and my experience joining. So here I am finishing it a year later. I've been here operational at Kadena for 2 months, a little over 2 months now. I've had my setup for about a month. My computer had the last video. So either way, I had to wait on that. Anyways, we're here now. It's been over a year, I'm pretty sure, since the other video. And that's fine. My original plan was to make like videos throughout the process. And I do have videos throughout the process. I was just like, dude, I'm just talking a lot, So I'm just going to make it this video, me kind of condensing it all. So I went to BMT in January 6th, I think. And I got out of BMT in the last day of February. So 28th or 29th. I don't know. 28th. Right? Yeah, the 28th. So it was like 8 weeks or so at Lackland, Texas. That was fun. Very fun. It was not fun at all. It's just like a whole bunch of yelling, right? A whole bunch of, the first week is like, I would say pretty stressful. It's just like kind of rough. You know what I mean? Especially if you're used to like, if you have certain things you do every day that you feel like you need to do, right? Whether it's like doom scrolling or, drinking caffeine, right? Gaming or sleeping in, drinking, right? Smoking, all that stuff. Obviously you can't do any of that there, right? There's no caffeine. I guess that might not be obvious. There's no like sources of caffeine in BMT. And so if you drink caffeine every day, that's probably a big issue, right? Because then you're going to be really tired. I don't want to talk too much about this stuff. BMT has changed a lot, so I'm really not going to give advice or anything. Like BMT changed like a few months ago, so I don't know how it is now. I will say it's very active. You are moving a lot, especially those first 3 or 4 weeks. You're just appointment. You're still busy. after those 4 weeks. But I feel like those 4 weeks are just deadlines, so many. You're just always like your whole day is completely occupied. What was I gonna say? I'm bald, just like BMT. I am bald. I cannot find a barber out here. I haven't tried that many barbers, but I've tried 4. They don't fade the way I want. Like, it's just not what I want. I can keep on trying, but then I was like, I'm tired of this dude. So I just got it like a $10 haircut, buzz cut. You know what I mean? The biggest issue I had with BMT, I said it's very active, which is not an issue. It's just like, that's gonna not be very fun. You're gonna be doing things all day. The biggest thing for me was mass punishment. That's so dumb. It's so dumb. It applies throughout your career here. It gets less of an issue the more like away from basic you get. But like there's 55 of us in one dorm, and we're all trying to learn this new thing at the same time, trying to make sure these other people get it done at the same speed. It just doesn't happen. And people are stupid. Like, you're going to have these guys who just don't care or who just can't process it as quickly. And that's okay, right? Like, you got to bring them up to speed, but not without getting punished for it. Like, oh, that guy didn't finish in time. You guys did not help him finish in time. Like, what? We got to make all these beds, but the beds get made a certain way. People mess up. They have to redo them. And they do it on purpose. They tell them to redo the bed, like when you have 2 minutes left. And now you're struggling because now you're all going to this bed while you still have this bed to do. Yeah. And then everyone's doing push-ups. So it's just a little annoying. Getting punished or yelled at for something you had nothing to do with. Like, hey, I did my part. I helped 2 or 3 other people. If everyone did what I did, then yeah, we'd be great. But I can't control everybody. So it's just kind of how it goes. It's just kind of going to happen. Like I said, we did punishment push-ups or sit-ups or whatever every day. Every single day. Also, just at some point, it's just kind of like, this sucks. And then you're just like sitting there, and then it's the next day, and then it's the next day. Got out of BMT late February, and then mid-September, I got out of tech school. It was not cool. Straight to tech school. My biggest issue with tech school was, well, let's talk about the good thing. The one good thing out of tech school, right? Thing that I enjoyed was the friends that I made. I made some amazing friends, great friend group. And I'm happy they kind of reeled me in, kind of forced, because I'm not a big, like, let's go out, let's go hang out. I don't like to do that. But eventually they kind of got under my skin enough to go. And then I liked them. So my headset died. It's pretty out of character of me. I like to stay on my own, right? I'll have like friends, or I guess work friends, like, hey, let's go hit the DFAC. Like, how about you go? And then I'll go. You know what I mean? Like, I really do enjoy my solo time. It's different, like, if I'm on the game, for example, like, I could press a button at any time and be done with it. But if you go out with people, you gotta, like, it's not that easy, That was the only good thing about tech school. The worst thing about tech school for sure was mass punishment. Again, them just taking away like freedoms. Like, for example, curfew is a big one. I think the biggest one is like where you're allowed to be outside of the duty days. So like when you first get there, there's like phases, right? Phase 1, you can't leave like the dorm area. And then if you get punished, you get pushed back to phase 1, right? You're only in phase 1 for a little bit initially, but if you get punished to phase 1, then I guess you're probably there for a while. I don't know. So curfew's earlier and you can't leave the dorm area. They would also threaten to do that to 100% of us, even if it was only 20% of us doing it, a problem, right? Hey, this group of people are late every day. We're going to punish everybody. We're going to take away everybody's, like, we're going to take that away. You can't leave the dorm area. Imagine that happening, like, when your family comes that weekend, like your family hasn't really seen you much. Now they want to all come out and see you. We're going to buy an Airbnb. And then, oh, you're not allowed to leave all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of sucks, And like my family had all bought tickets, to come out and see me, and they called off of work. So I was like, I would have been really, really upset if that happened. It didn't happen to me, but that definitely happens to people every month, or whatever it is, every few months. That happens to somebody, and it's just a horrible fucking decision. But it is what it is. I sold my car in tech school because I got orders to Japan, which is where I'm at now, and I couldn't take that big ass sedan to Japan. They would have paid to hold it for me, but I'm not gonna pay for a car for 3 years. It'll be paid off when I get back, sure, but it'll be a 4-year-old car when I could have just saved all that money and bought a brand new car, like a 2028 car. Still a waste of money because I did put money into it before I sold it, and then I didn't get everything back. But now I'm debt free again. The only debt I've ever had is the car. It was an expensive car. It was a bad decision. I bought it before I went to BMT, before I enlisted. I should have waited to get my orders. I should have waited to know where I was going. Yeah, I mean, I put Japan on my dream sheet, but I didn't think I'd get it. Sold the car. That was a sad time. Luckily, my friend let me drive her car a lot, and it definitely never felt like I didn't have transportation. Right? That's tech school. I went on RAP between tech school and operational. Most people take RAP. It's just like kind of like free leave. You go help a recruiter for 12 days at your hometown, ideally, and then you can go back. When you're done helping the recruiter that day, you go back home, hang out with your family, go to bed, come back to work the next day. So it's not really like leave, but you don't have to use any of your your PTO, your leave, right? And then straight from there, I went to Kadena. So Kadena Air Base is obviously in Japan. It is a small island below Okinawa is where Kadena is. It's a small island below Japan, like never to the west, like southwest, I guess. I think I can't picture it right now, but I'll put a picture up or something. The day I left Keesler, Mississippi, I went on a plane to Dallas. And then I was there for like 12 to 14 days. And then from Dallas, I went to LAX, right? Never left the airport. Went straight from LA to Tokyo. Went straight from Tokyo to Okinawa. And I think I was up like 30 hours that day. But I got here in my room at like Sunday, right around midnight. I was like, okay, this works out. I can go to bed, sleep in a little bit, and my sleep schedule's perfect. Maybe wake up at 10 a.m. that day. But like I never got on a plane before, and in 2 weeks time period, I went on like 1, 2, 3, 4 plane rides. So yeah, I did mention earlier that Kadena is on Okinawa, the little island. It's kind of like comparing Hawaii to like the rest of America, right? It's an island. It's still America, but it's a little different, right? It's tropical. So it's kind of like that. The only difference is Japan is also an island, so it's really not that big of a gap, but it's still a good analogy, I think, like the comparison I'm making. But it's not as big of a difference as like Cali to Hawaii. Hawaii and Cali, I think when I picture those, are very, very, very different. Mainland Japan and Okinawa, I don't picture that big of a difference. But just to be clear, yeah, I'm not on mainland. I can't go drive to Tokyo or anything like that. It's different. It's a different environment. It's a different vibe. Okinawa was very small. I think I looked up a picture of it inside the state of Texas. I didn't know if it was accurate, but I'm like, dude, that is tiny. The island is pretty small, but yeah, it's cool. I don't have a problem with it. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I'm not a big beach person, but maybe I think that'll gradually get more comfortable, like more of a thing I want to go do, especially here, and then I'll miss it. Work life is cool, right? I got the jobs that I wanted. I have a work schedule that I enjoy. I have a job that I enjoy. Yeah, it's pretty great. It's unlike a lot of jobs in the military. You know when you're going to work, and you know when you're getting off work, right? That's not always very clear. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're going to work until you're released. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't really happen. It's always a possibility, but that doesn't happen with me. And that's all due to like, I want to say there's a bit of luck involved, but I did my research before I signed a contract, I was like, give me this job, because the chances of me getting a cushier job, right, is cushier, like work schedule, work life, right, is better with this job than signing up for SecFo. But yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's all I got to say. That's what happened last year. I've been here for 2 months. It's great. I'll be here for 3 years. Um, um, okay, so I was here editing the video to the video that was right before this. It's all edited right now. Then I realized I didn't really talk about, like, the whole point of the video was to talk about like a little brief at the very end of the yap, just like have a brief before and after, and then like my thoughts and opinions overall, right? Not just as I went through it, but like here and now. Do I regret anything and whatnot? Um, I was very excited to join a year ago, right? It took me like 5 or 6 months, I think, to actually from talking to a recruiter to actually more than that, like 7 months, I think, until I actually shipped out, right? And I'm very happy with my decision, right? My day to day is pretty like enjoyable, right? I don't have much of an issue, right? There was quite a bit of suck on the way here, right? But there's like a spectrum of how crappy your life in the military can be, right? Especially if you're watching those crazy movies like, American Sniper and stuff, like special warfare. That's its own thing, right? And that's a very admirable job, right? But you know what you're signing up for. And those guys, you could have that life in the military, or you could have like the complete opposite, right? Of course, everyone can be deployed, right? Everyone should be ready or expect to fight, but your day to day can be vastly different from someone like that or a movie like that, right? So when I say the spectrum, right, you could have those things where you're in a unit that, you're doing PT every single day as a unit. You're waking up super early before work. Then you're going to work and working 10, 12 hours. You don't even know when you get off necessarily. And then, same thing the next day, right? And then you could always get deployed. And then obviously you would be deployed to a either desirable or undesirable location. It could always be dangerous, right? And you could keep on reducing that chance, I could say, depending on where you go, which direction you go, right? If you join something like the Marines or the Army, right, you're going to obviously be more likely to be on that suckier end, right? If you want an office job and have the, I want to say cushier, but have the more like simplistic day to day, you can join the Air Force, right, and have an office job. Basically, yeah, you could say my job was an office job, right? Like I said, I go to work and I leave, right? And then it kind of ends there, luckily, right? That's not something that you should expect to happen, but that is something that I did manifest. Like I said, spectrum, right? I'm definitely on the end of the spectrum where it's not so sucky day to day, right? I'm not being forced to wake up super early to do this thing before I even have to come into work, right? And have all these other responsibilities outside of work. So that's pretty cool. The research you do, I looked into jobs that were, more techy and not necessarily like labor intensive, I guess you could say. And that's exactly what I got. I got exactly that. I went to school for cyber, and I am doing something like it's more of like a sister career to cyber. It's not exactly cyber, unfortunately, but it's just the way that cookie crumbles. Still the same. It's like I said, there's luck there. I didn't get the cyber job that I wanted, which could have been even cooler, right? Or less cool. But I did get a very similar kind of job after training, and so like there's plenty of jobs you could do, and plenty of things you could take in order to reduce. And if you do like National Guard or the reserves, right, you obviously have, it even goes a step further, right? You still get a lot of those benefits without being as committed. I don't want to say that, but like I did luck out in many, many ways. Because even with all that being said, there's still luck in other ways, right? Your chances of being deployed, depending on your unit or where you're stationed, can have a very low chance or a much normal percentage, right? For it to happen. And yeah, obviously location matters a lot, right? If you're on a tropical island, morale might be a lot higher than if you're at Cannon, right? So yeah, luck is a big part of it. I'm going to try to take the next 3 years to just kind of do as much schooling as I can. Probably start in the next few months. At least get certs or something off the rip, and then do maybe some undergraduate stuff, or continue to do that, and then maybe do like working on a bachelor's degree. I wanted to do cyber, but that seems like cybersecurity stuff, like computer science, seems like a risky thing to get into right now with AI. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of job security there. That's just my opinion. I have no idea. In result, very happy with my decision. The biggest regrets, I talked about the car. I shouldn't have bought the car. At least until I was like, I knew I was going to be somewhere for a set amount of time. But on top of that, I should have. Oh, I wish I had joined sooner, right? I'm 23 years old right now as an E3, and I could have joined as an E3 because of my degree. I could have joined at 18 like that. But I did not, and I could be done with my first contract by now and either a year out, or I could be like promoted by now and like set up with my second contract, right? So it's a little bit of a whatever, but that's the whole reason I joined, because I was 22 and I was like, dude, I haven't done jack with my life. You know what I mean? I love gaming, and this is something I'm gonna do forever, but I do feel like a piece of shit when I'm just sitting here and there's no progress outside of the room that I'm playing games in. There's no progress in my life. This has definitely made my, not attitude, but my overall happiness better, right? Which, like I said, I'm not saying that's going to happen to everyone, but it has made me more happy to be more independent. Like, I don't live with my mother anymore. Holy shit. Sorry. I should have paused on recording. I was just talking about how, yeah. Well, I don't know what I was talking about. Overall good. I fucking don't know what I was saying. Was I done talking? I don't know if I'm saying it or not. I don't know if I'm gonna try to maybe commission in the future. Like that would be my main reason for wanting to stay in. Main goal if I'm trying to stay in. That's what I'm saying. We'll see. I'm back to gaming, so I'm playing just like I was before. Again, I go to work, come home. The only difference now is my job's a little different now, and I work out in the morning. Other than that, my life day to day is very similar. I get off after I'm done with all that, then I just game or watch TV, and then that's it. I'm happy. Everything's good. So that's it.